What is going on, everyone? It is Joshua Drake of Epictastic Joshua, my Epictastic Nation, if you are a returning member or a new member here. Well, we finally got the first buzz when it comes to this one, and we have some thoughts when it comes to the first impressions for my most anticipated film of the year, which is Superman, which is only a few days away. Like I said, I've been really excited for this, not just because it's the first solo Superman movie in 12 years, but also this is the start of a new era of DC, which is desperately needed. So, there's a lot of first reactions here that I want to share. I'm not going to make this too long because there are some reactions where it is going to be a lot I have to read, and I'm not going to go through every single one of them, so I just took some and I took the best ones and wanted to talk about them here. So we're going to talk about these first reactions, and we're also going to give my thoughts and overall what I am expecting. What am I worried about? What am I concerned about? Which is not much I'm concerned about. The only real thing that I've really been concerned about is that some people are not going to take too kindly to the embracement of the full geeky superhero comic book tone. And also, my main personal concern is still Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, because we know how I've been reacting to him with every single trailer anytime someone mentions that character because of the 2011 movie. But I still want to give him some hope, and I want to give into some fair shake because a lot is riding on this movie for DC and Superman. So let's look at some of these first reactions. First up, we have Chris Parker from 3C Films saying, Superman left me with giant happy dumb grin. David Corenswet embodies Superman in such a perfect way. This is an actual comic book come to life. James Gunn's DCU feels extraordinary and makes me excited to see more of this world. I do have my nitpicks and others will too, but overall I am very happy. So he just seems pretty enthusiastic. Zach Pope says Superman is the defining film that we all need right now. A beautiful, poetic, and punk rock film that shapes not only the DCU, but the future of what comic book movies should be. Gunn goes out on delivering the story what it means to be human. David is truly the next Superman. Nick is the definitive Lex Luthor. Rachel is the definitive Lois. The entire Justice League is fantastic, and dynamics are great. I could go on for hours about how much I love this film, but I have a few issues, and I'll save that for you for a review. Brandon Lewis says Superman is thrilling and earnest. A comic book brought to life with James Gunn's asking intriguing questions about heroism and self-actualization, alongside with wildly creative uses of Clark's powers. Is narrative Sparley's character shakiness overall, but the DC hits hard. Brian Sudfield says Superman soars with heart, humor, and style, a bold yet faithful take on the iconic hero. James Gunn sets out to a fresh tone while honoring the character's legacy, and David Corenswet shines with sincerity and strength, a promising and thrilling start to the new era of DC. That's very simple. Austin Meadows says, from Paul S. Jr. says, I love Superman, insanely entertaining, with most characters getting moments to shine through great fights and dialogue alike. It looks gorgeous and is very dynamically shot, and it's a fun and bright, just fucking cool movie. I highly recommend it, and I grinned throughout the whole third act. So that's very nice to hear that people are gonna enjoy this here. Mike Ryan said, I loved James Gunn's Superman. Big themes, but still pure joy. It puts me in a great mood, which isn't often these days. It's the happiest I've walked out of a theater since Top Gun Maverick. Oh, so we got a little bit of Top Gun Maverick thing going on there. This next one is a big one from Guy at the Movies. He says, DC is back, baby, and James Gunn delivers a bold, confident vision of Superman through a stunningly unique visual style and brilliant sequences of comic book action. It's like a Superman cartoon in live action in the best way. This is the Man of Steel for the modern age. David Corenswet perfectly captures the dichotomy of what Superman is meant to be, human and a true symbol of hope, while masterfully embracing the adorable vibes of Clark Kent. Rachel Brosnahan is electric as Lois Lane and commands every scene she's in. Her chemistry with Corenswet is fire, while Nicholas Hoult brings a sharp and surprisingly nuanced edge to Lex Luthor. This is the Superman movie I've been waiting for. The final act is unforgettable, and it finally feels like DC's future is as bright as the yellow sun. And when that score hits, well, I know it cried more than once. Special shout out to my bad boy Crypto. So, Crypto the Super Dog is getting a lot of love, which I fully expected because he looks so adorable. The next one is from the Hollywood Handle and says Superman perfectly understands what it means to be human. It's a powerful and promising start to the new DCU. The film moves you by revealing the heart behind the cape. David is phenomenal, but a huge highlight is how Nicholas Hoult delivers a phenomenal Lex Luthor. Cold, charismatic, and menacing, and one of the best villains DC ever has brought on screen. The score and sound design are out of this world, and you feel every note. Every impact makes you soar inside. Brandis Davis says that Superman is a triumph for the new DC universe. It's a comic book brought to beautiful live-action life, brimming with hope and fulfillment. It actually elicited tears of joy from me. It's a Superman for everyone. David Corenswet was born for Superman and Clark Kent, and I loved it. Very simple, Brandon. Not too bad. This next one is from the lovely Roxy Shire from Real Rejects. I wish I could watch Superman on repeat for a week. They finally gave me the Lois Lane I've been begging for. The world needs this movie and we can all learn so much from Superman. I laughed, I cried, the DCU has arrived. James Gunn knocked it out of the park. So, she is also a big DC fan, also a fan of Lois Lane, so it's nice to hear Roxy's thoughts. This one is from Griffin from Film Speak, which is a great channel. While it took a minute to get me on his wavelength, there's no denying that James Gunn's Superman will define the icon for a new generation. A proudly punk rock rebuttal of the cultural shift towards cynicism and dehumanization that is incredible on the pulse, raging with authenticity and sincerity. It lovingly captures the very soul of Big Blue filtered through the singular lens of James Gunn's. For better or worse, mostly better, this is one of the most handcrafted, all-star superhero films I've ever seen. Pulling heavily from All-Star Superman in the animated series, big screen Superman has never felt more vibrant and alive, and relatable and human. I fell head over heels for Corenswet and Brosnahan, while Holt's Lex is perfect. Deliciously petty, obsessive, and vindictive, and Gunn finally gives Superman and Lex Luthor their long overdue Batman and Joker moment. Walked away instantly wanting more of this world, these characters, and the DCU at large. So, from my friend Griffin, who's a fan of the Zack Snyder Justice League trilogy, and amazing channel by the way, that is a lot of high praise there. And can I honestly blame these guys? No, really not. Let's keep going. This next one is from Edi Gathegi. Superman is a visually stunning spectacle ripped right straight out of the comics. James Gunn reclaims the symbol of hope with a bold, triumphant rebirth of a timeless hero. Corenswet stands tall as the man tomorrow in a film that wears his heart on his cape and dares to dream big. This one's from my friend Anthony Jenkins, or Anthony the Creator. Superman had me soaring through the roof, a triumphant blast of pure comic book magic that honors the Man of Steel to near perfection. Corenswet and Hoult are powerhouses in their respective roles as one of DC's iconic rivalries. Krypto is the MVP. Bravo, James Gunn. Bravo. Courtney Howard says Superman absolutely soars, and absolutely achievements and hopeful bomb, honoring past iterations, cinema and comics while cutting its own path. Cornsweat has that heroic shimmer. Hoult is deliciously diabolical. Brosnahan brims with vim and vigor. Crypto adorbs. Superman, Warner Brothers. Jones Vibe says Superman is the movie we're all hoping it will be, and somehow it's even more. I'm honestly in awe right now. This is a fresh and honest take on the character, and I think it's going to help a lot of people finally understand why Superman is iconic. It definitely did for me. It's also the start of a brand new universe that genuinely feels inviting. It's bold, it's hopeful, and it's a breath of fresh air. I can't say much more yet, but just know David Corenswet is him. Nicholas Hoult is a terrifying Lex Luthor, and Crypto steals every scene. Thank you, James Gunn. Hashtag look up. Sean O'Connor says, I loved Superman. It gave me the biggest, goofiest, stupidest, full-faced grin as I reveled in everything James Gunn stage. Perfectly cast and world building. It's unapologetically comic booky, which won't work for everyone. But as far as DC movies go, it's a delight. Sean Chandler says, this was my most anticipated film of the year, and I left in the theater with a smile on my face. It's possibly the most comic booky live-action comic book film ever. It fully leans into the wacky sci-fi, really feels like a comic book or Justice League Unlimited on screen. Thumbs up. Crypto is adorable, and this is by far the most hateable Lex Luthor we've gotten. The central conflict for Superman is unique and character-based. The movie has so much interesting stuff happening in Metropolis, it all makes it feel almost common. You get numb to the insanity. He definitely have a good time with it. Sean Chandler is one of the best YouTubers out there, so it's nice to see his thoughts here. A few more here in this one. We have Countdown City Geeks, and they say simply, Superman is a big ensemble film filled with heart and humor. Crypto steals the show, Hoult is amazing, and the Lois Clark dynamic is perfection. Brian from Brian Long Films says, James Gunn, you did it. You made me look up, and the gun did not jam. This felt like a comic book leaf being off the silver screen. Not sure how people doubted this for a second. Nicholas Holt's Lex is terrifying yet so animated. Marty Jones says Zack Snyder's Superman was a myth. Beautiful, godlike, and distant. James Superman, a man who helps because it's right. One is art, the other is Superman. And that's all she had to say about that. Quasimundo says Superman, I take back any bad things I said about this movie. It was a great start to the DCU. So many great possibilities, and also Mr. Terrific's excellent black hero representation. James Gunn, you cooked with this one. Well, there was certainly a lot more reactions, especially this massive long thread from Jeremy Casiva, which he seems very enthusiastic about the way it feels. But I don't want to make this too long and go by every single last one like this one. And also, but it seems the overall consensus is that this movie is soaring with so much positive reviews. Of course, there's going to be some naysayers who will take issue to some of the humor, this decision to go in this tone they're going with. Some people are not going to really enjoy the comic booky aspects of it or full wackiness of it, but from what I'm hearing, is honoring Superman with past incarnations of comics and cinema, but does it in its own way. And it feels like an all-star Superman and Justice League episode into one. And it feels like a movie filled with hope. You do have moments where it is going to be serious in parts, but it never really forgets what it's going to be. So I'm very excited to see the movie coming soon this Friday. And as recording this, my reviews for Superman 3, 4, Supergirl, Superman Returns all should be dropping, as well as Man of Steel. So in the comment section down below, what did you guys think of this little first reactions video? Are you excited to hear my review? Are you excited to hear my first impressions? All my social media links to the description box down below. If you would like to send me money to my Cash App Patreon, you can do that as well. My Amazon wish list is down there as well. If you would like to listen to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, be sure to give this a 5-star review. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Well, that's going to do it for the video that you just watched. If you want to see more, my channel icon is up here. If you want to see more content from me, all my social medias are right here in this end card. I will also leave a playlist and a video here for you to see what the channel is about. As always, acknowledge me, stay epictastic, join the epictasticness, and you guys keep it cool.